This week on Now Here with Chris and Kell.
Chris is going down to retrieve the stern anchor.
It's gonna be so easy, it's gonna be no problem, I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
This morning we attempt to depart from beautiful Chicala, which means picking up our stern anchor for the first time ever. Chris gets in the dinghy and guides himself over to where the anchor is sitting by following the road. All is going well so far, but the closer he gets to the surf break, the more concerned I am that he'll be taking a bath soon, but honestly, he could use one. An outboard shower would be better than this situation. These waves breaking along the shore is not something I want to see him mixed up in. Finally, he reaches the end, and it's positioned directly over the top of the anchor, so now he can pull up.
Anchors are heavy.
He's successfully gotten it up. Must be showing off for the girls on the beach. Now he just has to tug his way back in.
Now what?
Good question. Playing this by ear. We'll leave this like this and take care of it in a little bit. I just want to make sure that there's no rope in the water. Get going before the boat decides to get squirrely and turn sideways or something.
Yeah.
As Chris makes sure the dinghy is secure, you can already see how Drifter is starting to change direction. If we don't get out of here now, we're going to have some roll action, as the boat becomes parallel with the waves.
I'm going to fire up the engine, so if you want to get to the bow and get ready.
Right.
I go up on the bow to monitor our main anchor coming up, and make sure it doesn't castle or get caught on anything, while Chris winds the windlass and mans the helm. Okay, very rarely does this happen, but
Our anchor came up all cockadooed.
not a big deal, it's just upside down. But of all the times for this to happen.
We're just gonna get a little further out and then drop it, reset it.
Anyway, now we're finally underway, and how are conditions today?
It's spirited.
Sporty.
Yeah, every once in a while you get a big old roller and we're not in the right spot. Damn it.
Well, so far conditions are not ideal. This passage was already starting out a little rough and rolly.
Big one coming.
Pretty soon, our backup water was on the floor. The laundry had made its way into the salon, and several packed items became unpacked. Chris was on the back deck working fast to deal with the stern anchor we decided to save for later. I was at the helm babysitting our autopilot, which gave us quite a scare a few minutes ago by running us on a rogue mission straight towards the point. Thank God our autopilot seems to be behaving at the moment, but I'm still worried about Chris in the back dealing with that heavy anchor. As the swell increases, we're now rocking back and forth pretty hard. Finally, the anchor and the chain are free from the dinghy and safely stowed away. Chris came back inside.
Done, kind of. You might want to pull that out and reorganize it once we get somewhere, but it's secured.
Okay, good job.
Oh, let's settle in.
Hey.
Lovely rhythm, yes?
Yeah. At least there's a rhythm.
It keeps your core engaged.
It definitely does that.
See how
Abs of
engaged my
steel when
core
we're
is,
done.
Kelly? It's practically married.
We settled into the rhythm the sea gods were giving us that day. Granted, it could be a lot worse. We got the mainsail up, mostly for stability. We wanted to be as comfortable as possible for this 8-hour trip to the cruise.
Status update. We are coming around Punta Mita. Coming around the point here, and then we'll be officially in Banderas Bay after all this time. Forging new paths for Drifter and crew. We've made the turn, and we're heading towards the bay. Yeah, it's right in front of us. We are about 15 minutes from our next turn, and I will call it then that we'll be officially Banderas Bay. So I like our odds. There it is, right there. That's La Cruz. Kelly got a good nap in, which she deserved because The last 2 nights at Chicala were pretty brutal, rolly-wise. I might take a nap later, but I think I got more sleep than she did. Anyway, we're gonna come in, kind of scout around and figure out where we want to anchor. The key to this place is to tuck in amongst the other cruisers, because if you're on the outside, there's been some theft. It's a lot like a school of fish. The closer they are to the middle, the less likely you are to get your butt bitten off. Right, dear?
Great analogy.
Thanks, dude. I thought it was pretty good. Okay, so we're what? About 18 minutes from our anchor point, and we gotta pick a spot.
It's super windy, but what I'm basically saying is that we're approaching the anchorage and I'm very excited to be here, and no longer swinging back and forth like a sack of nuts. We briefly circled the anchorage and did some weaving to find the perfect spot. There were a lot of other boats here, similar to our time spent in La Paz. Here we had no trouble dropping the anchor, easy peasy. Alright, kill it!
And we're down.
We did it. We anchored. Success. Anyway, we're in La Cruz. It's good to be here. Lots of other people here. Some famous people. I see a boat I already know right away. It's pretty easy to identify.
Some other YouTube video making cruisers we've met along the way are also in town. La Cruz is probably the biggest staging area for those crossing to the South Pacific, but also a crossroads for folks heading north or south along Mexico's mainland.
All right, here are the stats for this leg. I don't know if you are interested at all, but I'm going to tell you anyways.
Okay, here we go.
We motored the whole time, but we had the mainsail up the whole time just about as well. It was 8 hours exactly, with an average speed of 4.66 knots. We consumed 5.2 gallons, got 8.67 nautical miles per gallon, and burned 0.65 gallons per hour, which is pretty good. It's going 1,000 RPMs. And that also counts as turning on the engine to pick up anchor and drop anchor. So that affects things too. So having the mainsail up did help a fair bit. Probably got us at least another half knot average. That's pretty much it.
Cool, that was a lot of information.
Thank you, Kelly. Yes, you're right. Now it's time for me to have an Amstel Ultra,
Treat yourself.
the sponsor of this leg of our journey.
I like it so far.
Yeah, I think we'll end up hanging out on the boat for the rest of today. Just make sure that we don't swing crazy or anything like that. Now
Let's enjoy the evening. I need a drink.
Damn.
What?
Maybe need is a strong word, but scorn from a guy babbling on with a beer in his hand? Where's my relaxing refreshment?
Just wrap this up.
Whatever, man. I want to there's paddleboarders out here. We can throw dirty fruit. I'm sure we have some of that at them. Really make ourselves welcome in the anchorage. Go get yourself a drink, Lushy.
The following morning, Chris was on a mission, while it was an office day for me on the boat.
This morning we have a mission. It's to figure out the rest of this watermaker. I found a machine shop, but I really doubt they're going to be open today. It is Good Friday, so we're probably going to be SOL. But I got nothing better to do. Might as well go for a little adventure.
For 20 pesos a person, or just over $1 US, you can jump aboard a Colectivo and jump off anywhere along its route. Kinda like a mini bus made out of a van.
We're close. Now I just gotta find the place. This doesn't look very open, so that's not very promising. That is very much not open, so at least we know where it is, and we know we can get there and how much it costs. 20 pesos if you're wondering, which is like just over $1. Public transportation is fun. Not for everyday use, but the novelty of it is kind of entertaining. If you got nothing better to do, jump on a bus. You smell the smells, you see the people. It's a worthy experience. Now I'm gonna go get some cash out at the bank. All right, banking done. This is my favorite bank to withdraw funds from so far in Mexico. And don't forget to decline the conversion.
You may be asking yourself, what am I up to while Chris is out? Well, I'm working away on the boat, out in the La Cruz anchorage, notorious for being rolly, trying not to barf, and keeping an eye out for other boats with anchoring problems. Like this guy, who doesn't seem to have a functioning radio and has no idea the entire anchorage is now talking about him.
Well, he's at his helm right now. I can see him. He's not listening to us, otherwise I think he'd probably chime in. This is Bravo Scout. You got within about 15 feet or 15, 20 feet of our we heard from him because he just yelled into our circle.
Meanwhile, Chris found some empanadas, which just happened to be his favorite.
It's funny, in a lot of these places, if you order here, they just run to the store and grab you one. Let's give these a try. She gave me 2 sauces. This one is not spicy. And it's basically fry sauce. This one is spicy. The spicy one's better. Pretty delicious. They're shrimp. Empanadas are like a Saturday market thing or a street food. Oh, they're so good though.
120 peso collectivo later.
Back at the marina. Gonna jump on the dinghy, brave the wild and crazy seas, and go collect Kelly. Come in for some dinner tonight. Be good to get her off the boat. She spends a lot of time on there, like days at a time.
After Chris came to rescue me, we headed into a bar called Lusty's for some drinks and live music. The next morning was a little rough.
It's 8 a.m. We should probably go drink some grain alcohol. Pajaretes.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah, we're heading in. Meeting a guy named Jason, who's kind of famous around these parts. He's a yacht broker and used to be a cruiser. He's gonna take us up into the hinterlands to try something funky.
Here we go. Heading into town. My peasant look.
Today is Saturday. It's about 8 in the morning, and we're not sure what we're in for today, but this dude Jason has convinced us that this is a good idea. Since what we're about to experience is quite a ways inland, into the countryside, basically in the middle of nowhere, Jason has graciously offered to drive us, but we need to meet this guy first.
Alright, this is where we're meeting him. So I don't know if Kelly knows exactly what she's getting herself into.
I don't really.
We were now heading out of town, into farmland. There were still roads, but this is pretty far out. We finally arrived and still had no idea what to really expect. Kind of felt like we were about to crash someone's birthday party. A birthday party complete with a petting zoo. This was Alejandro's Pajaretes, and we were getting the VIP treatment today. There is definitely a do-it-yourself option, but we didn't know what the hell we were doing, so Alejandro hooked us up. First, he added the dry goods, instant coffee and cocoa powder, then honey. Next was the cinnamon powder, and after that comes the hard stuff. Mexican moonshine, grain alcohol that's roughly 1000% proof. Then the theatrics. He set our drinks on fire. While exciting, it also warms the mugs and burns off a bit of the alcohol. But wait, we're not done yet. We haven't even got to the key ingredient of this cocktail. The best part, are you ready for this? Puppies! Just kidding, the key ingredient isn't puppies, but they were definitely present and freaking adorable. Okay, here's where things get weird. Yep, this is as fresh as it gets, and I am not making this up. The goat's milk is going directly into our cups. I think if I wasn't totally surrounded by people doing the exact same thing, I might have questioned this a little more. But, as they say, when in Rome. Alright, bottoms up, here goes nothing. We hung out, sipping and mingling, making new friends. I think that's probably the whole point of all this.
I'm almost done, and it's 9:33 here in the morning, And this is what you do on a Saturday. I don't even think it's a weekend thing. There's puppies to play with, like puppies. Have you seen those over there? And if no one's looking, you can make your parajuetes out of the puppy's mom's milk. Starve a puppy, drink parajuetes.
That's not true. But you can also have cow's milk as an option. Speaking of cow, I think it's time for some food. Good thing there happens to be this restaurant right over here. While here, we met some other cruisers, Britt and Matt, and grabbed a table. Then this guy came out and made an announcement.
Déjeme decirle algo. Un momento de atención solamente.
And he brought out some mystery jug. And Matt became the chosen one.
Oh, that's a little bit. Okay.
Okay, for everybody.
Okay.
Oye, okay, señores, él me está ayudando.
You want more, huh?
Me too. Give me a wee bit more.
He wants more.
Ahí va. Arriba. Arriba. A un lado. The other side. To the centro. And drink it. Adelante.
At this point, I had no idea what was happening. Did we just join a cult? I guess I'm okay being part of a Puppies and Pajaretes cult.
Well, that was a lot of fun.
There was an experience there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we met a vet. He talked about sticking needles in animals' asses.
Yeah, we didn't know what he was saying at first, but we figured it
Out, yeah. Well, we knew what he was saying. It just didn't make sense until we found out he was a vet.
Okay, so now we're headed back to the boat for a few minutes, hours, I don't know.
Kelly
What?
wants to go take a little siesta.
I do. And then we're
tonight we
gonna
got a bonfire.
bonfire it up and maybe bring something to the bonfire.
Oh yeah, we should get some eggs before we go in.
Why are you so intent on eggs?
Okay, what do you want to make then?
I
If
don't
you
know.
like, you can't just say no to things. You gotta have a better idea.
A few moments later.
This evening, we are going to a cruiser's potluck over on the shore, kind of a launch party for those taking off across the Pacific. And there's a big bonfire on the beach, so be pretty cool. Chris is just finishing up a video game. And soon we'll take off. We made some deviled eggs. It was a team effort. Chris was dogging on me pretty hard for buying these containers, but we're using them.
We arrived by dinghy with all our huevos to share.
Lots of people here.
Everybody, welcome to Last Chance to Dance.
We spent the evening meeting new people and saying goodbye to those we'd met along the way. Soon, they'd be crossing the Pacific. Eventually, we had to be responsible and get ourselves back home to Drifter, so it was a short night for us. The following morning,
Just filling up the car this morning.
What timing, eh?
Yeah, conditions kind of suck for this kind of activity, but
This is literally the only time I could ever see wanting this newfangled United States mandated no spill spout. Otherwise, there's a huge pain in the ass, but it works really well here because you can tip it completely upside down without spilling and then push a button to get it started.
all right, let's get this party started. First, we head into the marina for Sunday market. Lots and lots of vendors here. Decor, clothes, soaps, jewelry, and of course food. But not just any food. Chris's favorite, empanadas. So of course we broke down and bought a couple for the road. We ended up running into our new friends Britt and Matt with no real agenda. We decided it'd be fun to go check out Puerto Vallarta for the day. The consensus was to take the bus, as that would be the cheapest and most direct way to get there. The bus ride was about 40 minutes and cost 40 pesos a person, about $250 US. A lot of the streets in Puerto Vallarta are paved with cobblestones, which make for a very bumpy ride. We both felt like we should see a chiropractor when we finally got off. We landed in Zona Romantica, near the Malecon. And being sailors, we were immediately drawn to this attraction, Los Muertos Pier. The pier overlooks Banderas Bay and features a central metal structure which resembles a ship's sail. This Sunday was a special one. It was Easter Sunday, and everyone and their mom was enjoying the beaches here. Chris and I were sort of treating this outing like a scouting mission, because in just a few days, Chris's parents would be flying into Puerto Vallarta to hang out with us for a whole week. This was reconned to be the best tour guides possible. We basically had our own self-guided walking tour of the Romantica Zone for the rest of the afternoon, until we realized it was getting a little late, and we still had about an hour's worth of travel to get back to La Cruz. Not to mention getting back to Drifter. As we started to head to the bus stop, we noticed the roads being blocked off. A political rally on Easter? Sure, why not? This was kind of a hitch in our giddy-up, but don't worry, we were able to grab a bus and head back just fine. After wading through the lamest parade ever, there wasn't even candy. On the bus ride home, we had some much livelier entertainment. Yes, this was a really confusing time for all of us.
That was fun. We took the bus, we made it there and back.
I do all those things.
After a long day, we made it back to Drifter, and the next morning woke up to something awesome. Now do you believe me?
No, I didn't see anything. There's a cap.
A freaking whale right here in our backyard. I never thought I'd see the day. But here we are just getting ready to leave, and there's a whale just hanging out doing like whale stuff. So incredible.
This morning, big day. We're moving.
Yeah, we're moving. In honor of this event, I took my grandma's old 70s towels and made a new shirt.
Look at
What do you
that.
think? Pretty cool.
Are you going camping?
It's very comfortable. What, camping? It's
like flannel-ish.
It's like a towel.
That's weird.
Feels like a dish towel.
Anyway, we're ready to
It'll
go.
sop up my sweats.
We're gonna hang out in a marina for a couple weeks.
Yeah, we got some family coming into town, so we're gonna head over there a few days early and enjoy the marina life. It's been about, what, 3 months since we've been in a marina? So
Yeah, something like that.
yeah, maybe a little less. Anyway, we're gonna pick up the anchor and go over to it. It's only like an hour and a half from here, like about 8 miles. So it should be nice and easy.
Yep. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Get fired up.
Like Chris was saying, it would be a nice quick jaunt this morning, and it's pretty obvious we're both looking forward to the luxuries that come with having a slip again.
How fast do you think we're going?
We're going 4 knots. Turns out we're going about 3 knots, where 5 knots is our typical motor speed. But no big, today we weren't in any kind of rush. It's weird to be able to see your destination ahead and know it's still like an hour away. Puerto Vallarta is obviously a very popular tourist spot, largely because of the airport's close proximity and frequency of cruise ships coming in and out. Because of this, the marina is very nice and expensive, but not really geared towards live-aboard cruisers. It's more geared towards high-end charters and mega yachts. Not a whole lot of sailboats here, and we were sticking out like a sore thumb. Upon entering the harbor and getting closer to our slip, traffic was becoming a little intense for me, but Captain Chris seemed to be as cool as a cucumber. Anytime we get close to yachts like these, I want to barf. Mostly because I can't even fathom what it would cost us if we pull an oopsie, and parking sure is tight. Really? We're right there? Yes, somehow our 40-foot long, 11-foot wide ass is supposed to fit right here. So strong. Muy fuerte.
That's me. Muy fuerte.
I don't know how I feel about this shirt. Like, to me, it's very warm looking, and it just makes me hot looking at you.
That's right. That's what it's for. It's supposed to make the ladies hot. We're here. I'm really pissed off because my parents are forcing us to be in a marina. It's so inconvenient when you could be at an anchor like real cruisers. But anyway.
We've put our dues in this
No, we really haven't.
last couple months.
Real cruisers, they go out for years.
That's my drink.
We're sandwiched between two large boats.
Yeah.
This is an Azimuth 70, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the make of the boat. The first yachting magazine I got. I thought it was really cool. That was real cool.
You are so cool. All right, let's get back on track.
Okay, we're going to the office. We're going to check in. We're going to walk around the marina. See what's going on out here.
Okay.
I'm sure there's lots of floofy fancy stuff going on.
Like and subscribe to see what floofy fancy stuff we get into next week. And keep watching for this week's blooper reel, sponsored by our patrons.
What do you mean?
The fridge behind me.
You were in front of it.
I know, but I know where the fridge is. I already know where the fridge is.
Shut up and talk.
Oh.
Fix your hair, woman. Fix your hair now. Kelly's having jerky, but it's not made of cow. It's made of pork. I'm walking on the beach fully clothed in shoes, so I probably look a little weird, but it's not like I'm sitting here talking to my phone. See this guy right here, right over my shoulder? He's trying hard not to get caught staring at the two girls in the distance. Man, that's what the internet's for. You never get caught on the internet, right?